Today I'm going to explain about database system environment concepts. Here in this topic, in this PPT, we are going to see database system environment diagram with explanation and the classification of database management system using the different criteria. First, we will see the database system environment diagram. So, this diagram contains, first we will, in the database system environment, first let us see the component modules of database management system. It contains two parts, that is users and interfaces are specified in the top and the queries and transaction execution is specified in the bottom. So normally we know the database management system, data will be stored separately, actual data, and the description of the data called as metadata that will be stored separately in the data dictionary or data catalog that contains the metadata, that is information about the data. Actual data is stored separately in the disk. So there are two disks to be used, both will be stored separately. And the users and interfaces, we know that there will be a many different types of end users, and as well as they are going to use different interfaces, depends on the requirement. So here first we are having a users, then interfaces, then how they are interacting with the database, stored database, as well as system catalog to extract the information. So first we will see the database DBA staff, that is database administrator staff. So we know database administrator only responsible for allocating resources, providing privileges to other users, and so on. So the DBA staff mainly they are going to use the interfaces as they are going to use DDL commands. For example, creating the database, altering the schema, and so on. So DDL statements will be used by the database. With the help of that only they are going to interact with the database. So with the help of DDL statement, they are going to interact. The DDL statements are in a high level language. So the system can't understand. So the first that will be converted into low level language. So that for that purpose the DDL compiler is used. Data definition language compiler is used to convert the DDL statements present in the high level language to low level language. Then with the help of that it will be the data will be accessed. Then privileged commands, that we know is going to provide the privileged commands. This database only the particular user can perform only view operation, or he can do edit operation, he can delete the data, and so on. The privileges should be also commands also used by the database administrator. And then next is casual users. Casual users, how they are going to interact with the database means with the queries, interactive queries. So the queries also it is in a high level language, so that will be compiled with the query compiler. Then after that it will be optimized with the help of query optimizer to get the efficient code. Then it will interact with the database to get the data with the help of database management system. Okay, then for that the runtime database processor is going to process this all the commands. So in order to process these commands, the runtime database processor is used. Then next is application programmers. Application programmers are engineers, they are familiar with how to write a application program to interact with the database. So that application programs are the interface. Through that interface they are going to interact with the database. So application programs already we told it's a embedded SQL example. So in that it contains high level language, one programming language, as well as one database sub language. For example, embedded C means it contains SQL statements as well as C language statements. It combines the advantages of both. Embedded SQL combines the advantages of C language as well as SQL language. Okay, SQL sub language. So that application programs first it should be given as an input to the pre-compiler. The pre-compiler what it is going to do means it is going to separate that host language statement separate and the sub language statement separate, that is C language statement separate and SQL statement separate. Then that SQL statement should be given as an input to the DML compiler. The DML compiler is going to convert into the machine language equivalent, then it will be processed. And then that host language compiler, that C statements are there, no, that should be given to the host language compiler, that is C compiler. The C compiler will convert into high level language statements. So then these two things should be compiled transaction that should be combined, and that will access the data from the database system with the help of runtime database processor. Okay, the next uses are parametric users. I told the parametric users are bank tellers are the best example. The bank tellers, if you press some particular key, for example F2, they will press means it will show the account balance. So they know only the functionality of that key. So they will use directly the compiled transactions to get the data from the database. Okay, this is the role of different users and their interfaces. And then in the second half, we are having the different query and transaction processing tools. We are having runtime database processor to process the data, and concurrency control module, backup, recovery module, and we are having a stored data manager to maintain that all those things. So entire input output operation should be taken care by this entire that concurrency control, backup, and runtime database processor, stored data manager. Okay. So the next, the database system utilities. So that is the purpose of system utilities, means it is going to provide additional facilities to the database administrator to manage the database system. For loading module provides the facility to load the data into database database into disk. And backup, frequently the backup is required in the database system. DBA has to take the backup frequently, not to avoid the loss of data due to failure and so on. And database storage organization and reorganization will be happen in order to improve the performance. So performance monitoring, so that should be done based on the statistics. The DBA has to analyze the operation, and it is going to alert the based on the statistics. The DBA is going to increase the performance. Next is we are going to see the classification of database management system. So the database management system can be classified based on the several criteria. First, let us see based on the data model. So based on the data model, the DBMS is classified into relational data model, relational DBMS, then object oriented DBMS, object based on object oriented data model, and hierarchical data model, hierarchical DBMS, network data model, network DBMS. So based on the data model, it is classified into 4 types. Among with that, next we are having object relational data model. It combines the properties of relational data model as well as object data model. So the next one is based on the number of users. Some database management system will be used by a single person, and some database management system will be used by more than one person. So it is classified into single user DBMS and multi-user DBMS. Next is based on the number of sites on which the database is distributed. So the database system may be distributed, may be stored in only one system, or it may be distributed among the various systems. So that based on that thing, it is classified into centralized DBMS and distributed DBMS. Okay, next is based on the type of software used at various sites. All the sites may be using the same type of software, or it may be using the different types of software. Same types of software is used mean that is called as homogeneous DBMS. Different types of softwares are used mean that is called as heterogeneous DBMS. The purpose. Some database management system can be designed for the special purpose. Some may be designed for the general purpose. So based on that, it is classified into special purpose DBMS and general purpose DBMS. Other than that, these classifications, that the DBMS can be classified based on the cost. We can tell, say expensive DBMS is the cheapest DBMS, and based on access paths also it may be classified, and so on. So it depends on our requirement. We can classify the database management system into different categories. Thank you.